Liora.
Benny and Colleen are held in 2 nearby knock-knock cells. It also looks like the others found these shredded fabrics on Colleen, but she won't explain why she stole the suitcase. As for Benny, I have yet to see him. I heard he's insisting on his innocence and begging to leave the abandoned district.
Suspecting an old friend must feel awful. Liora, if you ever need to talk, I'll be here for you.
It's okay, Miss Nikki. After hearing about Miss Scarlet's investigation, I had some doubts about Benny. After all, if it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't have started renting costumes from Threadstar.
Das stimmt.
Huh? Didn't you start to suspect him when Threadstar got into trouble?
Threadstar was popular then, and their custom stage costumes were in high demand. Benny was a perfectionist and wanted me to rent a magical costume to boost my influence. It wasn't that strange to me. So just like I never told Juliet about these things, I never told Benny I was investigating Threadstar either. But I never expected to run into him here, right when we were tracking down Threadstar's remnants.
Returning to the abandoned district after a long time and running into so many accidents, it's hard not to be suspicious.
Indeed. I've been afraid to face him because I'm worried I might get a bad answer.
Liora, were you close to Benny in the past?
Close? Yes, I suppose. As my agent, even though he was treated differently because of his facial scar, he always did his best to shield me from unwanted gatherings and fought for me to have more opportunities. I appreciated him.
Benny said the scar was an old injury. Did he get it back then?
No, it was even earlier. He was born from a torn piece of clothing. The owner of the clothing was a struggling actor who had an accident. It happened during a very dangerous performance. Both he and the costume were left with a permanent scar, and his dreams shattered. When I met Benny, he never really spoke about it, but kept washing himself and tidying the house, as if trying to repair every broken piece of his life.
The pain from that accident, just like that scar, never faded from Benny's heart.
Maybe because of this, he was a perfectionist and very strict with me, demanding I be a perfect star in everything I did.
Die Tatsache, dass mein Model gerade den Mund bewegt hat, das hat die Geräusche von der Katze unten in der Küche aufgeschnappt. Ich weiß nicht, ob man es gehört hat, aber das Model hat drauf reagiert. Das war wohl recht empfindlich, aber man hat so richtig... Ich meine, ich habe es jetzt gehört, aber man hat so richtig so Mau, Mau, Mau gehört. Und da hat das Model drauf reagiert. Fand ich gerade sehr, sehr witzig. Deswegen musste ich einmal kurz kichern.
But he also cared for me a lot, like an older brother, ironing out every crease in my costume and making sure to tidy up my messy dressing table. At every performance, he stood backstage, applauded me, and gave me a bouquet of flowers. He wanted the spotlight on me even more than I did, as if the light could also heal his scars. Sorry for rambling. The most important thing to do now is to figure out what they're hiding. I think we can start by questioning him. If what I know about him isn't entirely based on lies, then he's not someone who's good at keeping secrets.
All right, leave it to me. Momo, let's go ask Benny some questions.
Jo. Von Colleen beförderte Reste. Gibt's diese Art Rock auch in lang? Das wäre nice. So eine Art Rock in dem Muster in lang. Das ist so hell. Na, nicht wirklich. Ich habe zwar viele Röcke, aber nicht. Nein. Was habt ihr da in der Hand? Wünschelruten oder was ist das? Kinders.
You again? Detectives. Is it my turn to be treated like a suspect now?
Beginne mit dem Befragen. Oh.
This is just a routine inquiry in the investigation, Benny. If you're truly innocent, I recommend that you cooperate fully and answer my questions seriously.
Ja, Moment. So heißt das. Gibt's hier nicht? Oh, gibt's hier keinen?
Where were you when we were chasing Colleen in the Ripple wine cellar? Were you her accomplice in stealing the suitcase? If you have nothing to hide, why were you in such a hurry to pack and escape?
I had no idea you were chasing Colleen. How would I even know where I was at the time? As for stealing the suitcase, wasn't that after I was knocked out? I was hit by that jittery, patchy PC as soon as I arrived. How could I have had time to steal anything? I had no idea you were chasing Colleen. How would I even know where I was at the time?
Bennys Tagebuchseite. Scarletts Aussage.
As for stealing the suitcase, wasn't that after I was knocked out? I was hit by that jittery, patchy PC as soon as I arrived. How could I have had time to steal anything?
Ah, in Japan hat die Polizei teilweise so lange Stangen. I see. Na, das wollte ich nicht.
If it weren't for Colleen and Pommy finding me, I'd be dead. You wouldn't even have the chance to suspect me here. Don't waste time on me. Go after that patchy PC. As for stealing the suitcase, wasn't that after I was knocked out? I was hit by that jittery, patchy PC as soon as I arrived. How could I have had time to steal anything?
Benny, I'm afraid that what you don't know is that we've already spoken with that patchy PC you mentioned.
What? That's impossible. That thing can't even form a complete sentence. How could you possibly...
Ms. Scarlet has finally regained her senses. She's not some evil PC like you tried to frame her as. In fact, it's the opposite. You're the suspect, and that's why she's been chasing you all along. According to her testimony, your alibi doesn't hold up. In truth, all that evidence was a lie you and Colleen came up with, wasn't it? If I deduced correctly, your arrival time in the abandoned district is accurate. Wendy can confirm that much, so you couldn't have faked it. But everything after that? Completely fabricated. The day you arrived, you went straight to the Ripple estate to meet up with Colleen and set your plan to steal the suitcase.
Colleen poisoned the detergent, and you stole the suitcase. She poisoned herself so she wouldn't be a suspect for the suitcase theft.
Exactly. After stealing it, you left the estate and met with Colleen in the fermentation zone. She always said she had a habit of doing her research at night. But once you left the estate grounds, Ms. Scarlet spotted you again. Thanks to Colleen's help, you managed to escape. After that, the two of you chose to stage a fake attack scene to frame Ms. Scarlet. That way, everyone at the estate would be on guard against her. She couldn't keep following you in the estate, and you had your unconscious-all-day alibi.
Now I get it. Even though Colleen and Pommy found you together the day before, the only one who claimed to have seen you unconscious there was Colleen herself.
In reality, you never went to the fermentation zone that first day. Colleen brought Pommy to find you on purpose, making her testimony seem credible.
That's quite a clever conclusion. But sorry, I'm just a failed talent scout. I don't get all the twists of this case, and I'm not interested in your detective games. I have no idea why that lunatic PC suddenly started spouting all this. The only thing I know is that she kept chasing and attacking me, and caused me a lot of trouble. If you insist on believing that maniac and refuse to believe me, well then, I've got nothing more to say. Suit yourselves.
What do we do, Nikki? He still won't confess. If he keeps insisting Miss Scarlet is lying, we can't really prove otherwise.
I would rather believe Ms. Scarlet's testimony, but with both sides telling a different story, we can't use this as evidence to convince Benny. Let's talk to Colleen again. If we can prove she gave Benny false testimony, we can completely shatter their lies.
Sie ist so small.
So, now you've sent a human and this little yellow furball. I'm not in the mood to talk.
Colleen, refusing to talk won't help. Since you had the guts to steal Madame Julie's suitcase, you should have been prepared for the truth to eventually reveal itself. Since things have progressed this far, you might as well cooperate and tell us your reasoning for stealing the suitcase. You're so gentle with the birds, so why stay loyal to a cruel organization like Threadstar?
Steal a suitcase? Nonsense. You were chasing me so fiercely that I got scared and hid for my own safety, that's all. I didn't steal anything.
Those scraps were found in your possession. Still going to deny it?
Just some cloth scraps. I use them to test detergents. What? Is there a rule against bringing your own scraps to Ripple Estate?
If they were really just scraps for testing detergent, why did you keep carrying them while running away? Even when...
I'm a professional detergent bar owner. I have my reasons. Besides, you suddenly chased me. I didn't have time to think about what I was carrying. If you can't prove where these scraps came from, stop wasting my time.
Vielleicht können wir das aber beweisen. Da. Das da.
Colleen, does this piece look familiar? We found it near Madame Julie's suitcase at Golden Fields, the one you didn't manage to take. If we compare this piece with the scraps we found on you, it will prove they're the same fabric. Or do you need to see a lab report before you'll admit it?
I actually left a piece behind.
Looks like you just admitted to being the suitcase thief. Now, one more question. Benny was your accomplice, wasn't he? His so-called coma was just your cover. He was never attacked at all, was he?
And what does it matter if I am the suitcase thief? Give it up. I'll never tell you anything else. As for Benny, I'd never seen him before I came here, and I'd never bother faking evidence for him. That total neat freak. I can't even be bothered to talk to him, let alone go out of my way to help him. As for Benny, I'd never seen him before I came here, and I'd never bother faking evidence for him.
Da.
Benny's notes say he often visits the Nightshade Lounge, the very one you own, Colleen. He even pays monthly tabs. A hands-on bar owner that goes as far as to personally test detergents and even carries around test fabric scraps just in case. And yet you claim to never have met someone who's obviously a regular customer of theirs. What a liar.
That fool. Of all the things, how could he drop this page? Stupid. Utterly stupid.
Tja.
It's over, Colleen. No denying it now. You and Benny were a team, poisoning the Dawn's first light detergent just to steal that suitcase. Why? What is this golden vision? Why kidnap so many PCs? Why target Madame Julie? Don't you think enough PCs died already? Colleen, it's not too late. Tell us the truth, and we can stop more PCs from being lost.
Fine, I do know Benny. But just like you said, it's nothing more than a bar owner and a regular. I'd never risk faking evidence for a customer. And even if he came fairly often, I never liked that man.
What do we do, Nikki? This is the most stubborn PC I've ever seen. She's still not telling us anything.
If she refuses to talk, we have no way to keep investigating. Momo, we need to find a flaw in her collaboration with Benny. Maybe we can start from here. Could Benny's journal page reveal more clues? We need to prove that...
Huh? But we only have this single page, and it's all about Benny's work. There's nothing that shows any link to Colleen.
Back then, we thought Benny's notes were on the potential talent he was scouting. Now it looks like the targets he researched were probably kidnapping victims. Come on, we can't let them get away. Think carefully. How are we going to prove that the story about being attacked and discovered was actually a planned false testimony? I've got it! Colleen, could you please describe the state you found Benny in for us? If you are both telling the truth about what happened, both of your stories should match perfectly, right?
Didn't I already explain when I brought that PC back? Oh, you know I hate repeating myself.
I don't just want the broad story, I need the details. For example, what was the weather like that day? What scent of detergent did the fermentation zone smell like? And what condition was Benny in? Come on, Colleen. Answer these few questions and I won't bother you anymore.
Fine. That early morning, actually, the very morning of the Dawn's first light chaos, I went to check the fermentation zone and saw a buttonfoot and a white glove coming from the wooden barrel house. The weather was just normal. The air carried the scent of aroma lily, which gave me a headache. As for Benny, I thought he was just a worker resting, so I didn't pay much attention. I had no idea it was him.
Then the next day, you brought Pommy with you, and he was still there. Pommy checked, and that's when you realized it was Benny, knocked out from the attack?
Correct. But you already know that, don't you? The morning after the poisoning incident, the weather was fine, and the air smelled of flight fruit. He was lying in the exact same spot, still unconscious. Just one blow to the back of the head, and he's out that long. How pathetic. Now, is that enough? Don't bother me anymore.
Ja, und jetzt müssen wir Benny mit den ganzen Sachen hier
Come
gegenüberstellen.
on. Is this ever going to end? I want to go home, you hear me? Home!
Beginne mit den Fragen.
Benny, we have one final question. If you can answer it honestly, then maybe you can go home sooner.
Mhm.
Please describe your experience of being attacked and knocked out, and when Colleen and Pommy found you. What was the weather like that day? What scent of detergent did the fermentation zone smell like? What condition were you in?
Questions, questions. Why so many questions? I already told you. I arrived that very morning when the Dawn's first light incident happened. It was still dark when I reached the estate. I got lost for a while before I found the fermentation zone, and then ran into that sneaky PC. As for the weather, it was pitch dark. Who knows what the weather was like? The scent? Probably something like wool fruit. I was really tired at the time. I just wanted to ask for directions. Then suddenly she attacked me and knocked me out. When I woke up, Pommy and the others had already taken me back to the estate. That's all I know. As for the weather, it was pitch dark. Who knows what the weather was like? The scent? Probably something like wool fruit.
Wir
I was really tired at
brauchen
the time. I just wanted to
Colins
ask for
Aussage.
directions.
Is that all true? Because that's not at all what Colleen said. Take a closer look. Her account of the first time she saw you doesn't match yours at all.
What? It should match. I was just lying there unconscious and...
Sollte, ja.
You noticed too, right? She said the fermentation zone smelled of aroma lily, but you said wool fruit. If I didn't know any better, I'd say one of you wasn't there.
Ha!
I just got it wrong. It was a mistake.
Benny, don't you think it's a bit too late to change your story and say the scent was aroma lily? Aroma lily's smell is so distinct. No one would believe your side of the story now. The fermentation zone always starts releasing the scent of that day's ingredients after 3 a.m., but you and Colleen described completely different smells. If you're not lying, then how do you explain that?
No, I just made a mistake. I didn't... No, I never smelled anything. You pressured me into saying something, so I just blurted it out.
Natürlich.
Wait, I remember now. It wasn't past 3 a.m. when I arrived. I got to the abandoned district by 2 a.m., so I wasn't lost that long. I wandered a bit after that, of course, but not for long. Then I saw that crazy PC's pocket watch. It read 2:30. Exactly. I just forgot before, but now I clearly remember. There was no scent being pumped out at that time. Don't try to trick me.
Ja, da kann ich ihm jetzt schon mal sagen, die Uhr von Scarlett, die hat 11:18 Uhr gezeigt.
I wandered a bit after that, of course, but not for long. Then I saw that crazy PC's pocket watch. It read
Wer
2:30.
hat dazu was erzählt? Da.
You made a huge mistake, Benny. You keep trying to frame Ms. Scarlet, but you don't know her story, or the spirit and the sheer willpower behind her pursuit. That pocket watch was broken from the start. It's forever stuck at 11:18, the time Miss Scarlet lost her daughter.
Broken? Always broken? Lost her daughter. No, I don't understand.
Tja. Blöd gelaufen, wa?
Her daughter was murdered by Threadstar. You couldn't have seen 2:30 on that watch, so you're lying. Benny, I suggest you confess.
Genau.
It's over, Benny.
Wir haben dich am
Time
Sack.
to admit you lied.
We already know your background. You're both Threadstar's villains, sent to the abandoned district to carry out the Golden Vision, right?
This is your last chance to redeem yourself. Tell us why you stole the suitcase, and why you tried to kill Madame Julie. And stop working for Threadstar.
Genau.
Come clean and we'll go easy on you. If you're honest, you'll get a lighter sentence.
No. Prison? Impossible. I have no idea what you're talking about. What Threadstar? What about killing Julie? I don't know anything. As for the scent in the pocket watch, who knows? Maybe I just misread it.
You're just the type who won't cry until death's staring you right in the face.
What evidence do you have that proves I work for Threadstar? Show me. How can you verify that I helped Colleen steal the suitcase? You caught her, right? You should find the suitcase and the cloth on her. If so, then lock her up.
You're ruthless. Your ally doesn't matter to you at all?
Why should I care about what happens to her? I just want to go home already. I don't want to stay in this place for another moment. Go away, detective. Without solid evidence, don't expect to hear another word from me.
Nikki, looks like they're both refusing to cooperate. We should figure out our next move.
Also es sind schon eigentlich sehr, sehr stichhaltige Beweise, die die da haben. Indizienbeweise, I mean, ne?
Phew. These two are hard to deal with. They're starting to crack, but they still won't confess.
Don't lose hope, Momo. At least we know they're partners now. Benny's so-called attack probably aligns with my theory. It's just a story they made up. Threadstar must have sent a few members to the abandoned district to carry out the Golden Vision.
Well, what exactly is the Golden Vision? And why would they want to hurt Madame Julie so badly? What should we do now, Detective Nikki? Their lips are totally zipped. Not even a hint. How are we supposed to piece the story together when we have no clues at all?
Hold on. Like I've said before, no matter how perfect a crime seems, if you look closely enough, cracks will always show. Bad seeds only grow bad fruit. I doubt that we're going to get any more information from Colleen. She would rather confess to stealing the suitcase and accept being punished than tell us what really happened.
Es gibt auf jeden Fall so eine Polizeiwache und da hatten wir mal ein Verhör mit jemand an. Ich glaube schon, dass es sowas wie ein Gefängnis gibt. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob die Gesetze hier bei diesen Stoffwesen existiert, weil die halt komplett abgeschnitten von allen anderen sind.
Colleen is a pretty tough cookie, you know that? I mean, even if I pulled out my razor-sharp claws, I don't think she would be fazed in the slightest. She's just that tough.
Tja.
But there might still be a chance with Benny. He's desperately denying it, and he insists there isn't any evidence. But if we find solid proof, we might crack him. Unfortunately, the assassination attempt on Madame Julie has no witnesses, and it's hard to find clues from the Esslings. That route probably won't work.
Should we start with the missing suitcase case?
Yeah. If we can prove that Benny stole the suitcase during all of the detergent poisoning chaos, he won't be able to deny it. And if we can prove Benny's a member of Threadstar, identifying his motive, he probably won't have much of an argument.
Makes sense. Detective Nikki, where do you think would be the very best place to start looking for evidence? Your trusty assistant Momo is here and ready to go whenever you need me. Just point me in the right direction and I'll get on it right away.
Whether it's Threadstar or Benny, the PCs in the abandoned district might not be familiar with them. We'll probably find clues asking guests from Sichia. How about we start by talking to
Leora.
Leora? Since Benny was once Cersei's agent, she must know Benny's past better than nearly anyone else around.
All right, let's get going. With Nikki on the case, we've got this.
Ja, es gibt allgemein sehr, sehr viel, was diese Welt verbirgt. Es gibt ja zum Beispiel hier hinten so einen kompletten Königinnenpalast, was halt einfach straight aus, keine Ahnung, Elden Ring sein könnte, die Gegend. Dann gibt es hier einen Grenzposten, wo halt Flüchtlinge immer ankommen. Also es gibt schon sehr viel Lore, was das Spiel versteckt. Was ich sehr cool finde. Wie komme ich denn da jetzt hoch? Wie komme ich denn da jetzt hoch, ohne Schabernack zu machen? Es ist halt auch super faszinierend. Es steckt halt sehr viel da drin. Und mal abgesehen von den Dingern, wo du halt Geld ausgeben kannst, das Spiel ist umsonst. Komme ich denn da jetzt hoch? Ah, so. Leora, hallo. Ich hab Zeug für dich. Hallo.
But I don't know which of the seeds will bloom. Who will be the
meine Beine.
sorceress to get through the storm? There's only one seed for a life.
That's from As Rain Falls, As Flowers Bloom, right? It feels so different from what Madame Julie recited.
That line only appeared in the premiere. I rewrote it later on. Benny really liked it. Back then, I always liked to oppose things he liked on purpose. After all, he could be pretty harsh. When I first arrived in Sicia, I felt like a bird finally flying far away. But Benny said little birds are light. Sometimes it's not that they flew far, but that the wind blew them away.
Wow, that was pretty mean.
He's always been stubborn. How is the interrogation going?
We managed to expose Benny and Cooline's lies, and even piece together how they teamed up. It's too bad. Without concrete evidence, they just keep denying everything. Leora, do you recall there being any connection between Benny and Threadstar?
Back then, I was so focused on researching performance costumes that I distanced myself from almost everyone. After becoming a PC, I never saw him again. However, back when Mr. Leon was still human, he often rented costumes from him. I even saw the two of them discussing the details backstage before my last performance. And Mr. Leon has always lived in Sicia. As a victim, he must remember the news when Threadstar was taken down.
Makes sense. Knowing him, he'd definitely jump at the chance to be interviewed and go on and on about how he was the victim.
Thank you, Leora. Sorry to trouble you with these questions.
It's okay. I've asked myself over and over, if Benny is a criminal, I won't let him off. Otherwise, how could I face the strict lessons he taught me? When I was helping prepare for the Ripple Estate soiree stage, I heard that Mr. Leon was planning to rehearse near Barrel Grove today. You might see him over there.
Nikki, what should we do next?
Dann gehen wir mal nach Herrn Leon
If that's
suchen.
the case, why don't we go directly to Mr. Leon? He was at the scene of the theft, and he might be able to remember some details that were overlooked.
Then let's wait for him near the Barrel Grove.